May it please Yang Arif. Let all those who have business before His Lordship Justin Dinwendeli draw near and give their attention. On this day, 28 May 2021, is hearing for advocates admission for the state of Sarawak. Today's hearing is conducted by Zoom as consented by all parties. Altogether, there are 4 petitioners today. For State Attorney General today is Mr. Sufian Tamizi bin Muhammad Tazuddin, and for Advocate Associate of Sarawak, Mr. Antonio Sim Pek Kiong. Please be reminded to all to stay in your respective seat until the court adjourns for the day. May we now proceed, Yang Arif?
Yes.
Yang Arif, first case for advocate admission is KCH 1813/3/2021. Didi Aini anak Peter.
May it please the court. My name is Baxter Michael, and I appear for the petitioner, Didi Atian anak Peter. Appearing for the SAG chambers is Mr. Sufian Tamizi.
May it please us, Yang Arif.
My learned friend representing the Advocate Association of Sarawak is Mr. Antonio Sim. My lord, your petitioner, Didi Atian is a Malaysian citizen born in Kuching in the state of Sarawak on the 17th April 1995. Her father and mother are both Sarawakians, and in the premises, your petitioner has Sarawakian connection. Your petitioner has been conferred a degree of Bachelor's of Laws from the National University of Malaysia in Selangor on 2nd November 2019. She was on the 21st August 2020 admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. The petitioner, my lord, has commenced her pupillage on the 15th of September 2020 in the chambers of her father, Mr. Peter Mijim of Messrs. CH2 and Partners Advocates of Kuching. Mr. Peter Mijim is an advocate who has been in active practice in Kuching, Sarawak for a period of more than 5 years prior to the commencement of the petitioner's pupillage in his chambers. On the 23rd October 2020, your petitioner was granted a 6 months exemption from the total period of 12 months pupillage. Your petitioner has completed her pupillage period of 6 months in the chambers of Mr. Peter Mijim, of Messrs. C.H. Chews and partner, Kuching from 15 September 2020 to 15 March 2021. Your petitioner undertakes to attain and complete the advocacy training course and the etiquette course. Your petitioner is of good character and a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate of the High Court of Sabah and Sarawak in Sarawak. The certificates of good character are furnished by Mr. Robert Juan, anak Wellington, and by Mr. Chundang, anak Jegab, both of whom are advocates of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak, based in Kuching, and who have both known the petitioner for a period of not less than 5 years. Your petitioner, my lord, has not at the date of her petition been disbarred, struck off, suspended, or in any manner disentitled to practice as an advocate or legal practitioner by whatsoever name and style designated in any territory within the Commonwealth, and is not subject to any pending or present criminal proceedings involving dishonesty in any territory within the Commonwealth or elsewhere. My lord, your petitioner is not an undischarged bankrupt or the subject of any bankruptcy proceeding. Your petitioner is qualified under the Advocates Ordinance, Chapter 110, and has satisfied all the necessary requirements under the Advocate Pupillage and Admission Rules 2014, and is desirous of being admitted as an advocate of the High Court in Sarawak and Sarawak. Your petitioner therefore humbly prays for an order that upon payment of the prescribed fees, the registrar shall admit and enroll her as an advocate of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak in Sarawak. I believe Mr. Sufian and Mr. Antonio Sim have no objection to this petition. Much obliged, my lord.
Tuan Sufian.
Yang Arif, I just would like to confirm whether they're referring to the enclosure 6 or earlier than that, Arif. So I must understand they have applied for amendment to the petition.
There is an amended petition.
Yes.
Can you confirm that?
Yes. Yes, we are referring to enclosure 6, Yang Arif.
If that is the case, Arif, I have no objection to the petition.
Mr. Antonio Sim, any objection?
Yarif, the AS has no objection to the admission.
On the materials before the court is satisfied that the petitioner is a fit and proper person for the purpose of admission under Section 4 of the Sarawak Advocates Ordinance, and upon the undertaking to attend the advocacy training course and upon payment of the prescribed fees, the petitioner be admitted to the roles of advocates of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak in Sarawak.
With the court permission, I wish to invite Mr. Peter Mijim, the People Master and proud father of the petitioner, to have the honor of putting the robe on the petitioner. Yang Arif.
You can do so.
Much obliged, Yang Arif.
Much obliged.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
YBGK undertaking.
I, Didi anak Peter, do solemnly promise to participate in Yayasan Bantuan Government Kebangsaan program as and when required to do so, namely 20 YBGK cases in the first 12 months of practice.
Very well.
Yarif, next application for advocate admission is KCH 18-14/4 2021 Bong Liang Juan.
May I please, Yang Arif, Trisau Dunstan Udam for the petitioner,
Yes.
Bong Liang Juan. my learned friend, Mr. Supian Tamizi bin Muhammad Azudin,
May it please the
is for the State Attorney General Chambers, and my learned friend, Mr. Antonio Sim Kwek Cheong, is for the Advocate Association Sarawak. Yang Arif, I'm appearing on behalf of for the petitioner Bong Liang Juan for his petition, the admission and enrollment as an advocate of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak. Yang Arif, before I proceed, I wish to refer to this honorable court to the petitioner's amended petition, enclosure 6, which was dated 20th May 2021, which is the petitioner's finalized version of the petition. Yang Arif, if I may proceed. The petitioner is a citizen of Malaysia and has Sarawak connection by being born in Kuching, Sarawak. The petitioner has obtained the Bachelor of Law degree from the University of London in 2016. The petitioner has completed his postgraduate practical legal training program in Australia, which led to the award of the graduate diploma in legal practice in the year 2020. Yang Arif, on 15 May 2020, the petitioner was admitted as a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales in Australia, the same being a Supreme Court or High Court exercising jurisdiction within a territory in the Commonwealth within the ambit of Section 4(1)(d) of the Advocates Ordinance. Yang Arif, the petitioner has commenced his pupillage on 1st July 2020 in my chambers. I'm a practicing advocate in Sarawak for more than 5 years, Yang Arif. And on 23rd of October 2020, the petitioner was granted a 3-month exemption from the total period of 12 months pupillage. And the petitioner has attended and served his pupillage for an aggregate period of 9 months from 1st July 2020 to 1st of April 2021. Therefore, Yang Arif, the petitioner has satisfied the pupillage requirement. Yang Arif, the petitioner has on 10 of April 2021 attended the etiquette course conducted by the Advocates Association Sarawak. However, there is no advocacy training course being conducted during the petitioner's pupillage period. The petitioner undertake to attend the advocacy training course on the next available date. The petitioner has not been disbarred, struck off, or suspended in any manner, and the petitioner is not an undischarged bankrupt or the subject of any bankruptcy proceedings which within the Commonwealth or elsewhere. Yang Arif, the petitioner is of a good character and a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak. The petitioner, Yang Arif, is qualified under Section 4(1) bracket D of the Advocates Ordinance, Sarawak, and being eligible under the other provisions of the Advocates Ordinance, and has also satisfied all necessary requirements under the Advocates Pupillage and Admission Rules 2014. As such, Yang Arif, if there is no objection from the State Attorney General's Chambers and the Advocate Association Sarawak, I humbly pray that the petitioner be admitted and enrolled as an advocate in the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak. That's all, Yang Arif.
Sufian Tamizi, any objection?
The SAG has no objection to this petition.
All right. Mr. Antonio Sim.
Yarif, the Advocate Association of Sarawak has no objection.
All right. On the materials before the court is satisfied that the petitioner is a fit and proper person for the purpose of admission under Section 4 of the Sarawak Advocates Ordinance. And upon the undertaking to attend the advocacy training course and upon payment of the prescribed fees, the petitioner be admitted to the roles of advocates of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak.
Very much obliged.
Much obliged.
Robbing session.
Yang Arif, I will now roll myself.
You may do so. Congratulations.
Okay, YBGK undertaking.
I, Bong Juan, NRIC number 780219135015, do solemnly promise to participate in Yayasan Bantuan Guaman Kebangsaan YBGK program as and when required to do so, namely 20 YBGK cases in the first 12 months of practice.
Yarif. Next application for advocate admission is KCH 18-15/5-2001 Hing.
May it please my lord, my name is Liang for the petitioner Hing. My learned friend Mr. Sufian Tarmizi bin Muhammad Tazuddin is for the State Attorney General Chambers, and my learned friend Mr. Antonio Sim Pikyong is for the Advocates Association Sarawak.
May it please Yarif.
My lord, today is fixed for the hearing of the petitioner's application to be admitted as an advocate in Sarawak with the enclosure number 1. My lord, the petitioner is a Malaysian and was born in Sibu, Sarawak on the 25th of May 1970 to both Sarawakian parents. My lord, the petitioner have obtained his Bachelor of Jurisprudence degree from the University of Malaya on the 8th of October 2001, and thereafter the Certificate of Legal Practice from the Legal Profession Qualifying Board Malaysia on the 17th of December 2003. The petitioner commenced his pupillage on the 5th of October 2020 in the chambers of Arthur Lee, Lin and Company Advocates, of which Mr. Arthur Lee Cheng Chuan is an advocate who has been an advocate in active practice in Sarawak for a period of more than 5 years prior to the commencement of the petitioner's pupillage in his chambers. By an order granted on the 21st of January 2021, it was ordered that the petitioner be exempted from 5 months from the requisite period of pupillage. The petitioner has undergone 7 months of pupillage. The petitioner has further undergone the requisite etiquette courses conducted by the Advocates Association of Sarawak. The petitioner further undertakes to undergo the advocacy training course after being admitted as an advocate in the High Court of Sabah and Sarawak. The petitioner has not been disbarred, struck off, suspended, or in any other manner disentitled to practice as an advocate. The petitioner is not an undischarged bankrupt or the subject of any bankruptcy proceedings within the Commonwealth. The petitioner, we humbly submit, is of good character and a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak. The petitioner is qualified under Section 4, Sub 1, bracket CB of the Advocates Ordinance and has completed his privilege period, and also further satisfied all the statutory requirements. As such, if there are no objections, I humbly pray for the petitioner to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate in the High Court of Sabah and Sarawak.
Right. Thanks, Sofian.
Arif, the SAG has no objection, Yang Arif.
Mr. Nasim.
Yang Arif, the Advocate Association of Sarawak has no objection to the petition.
Right. On the materials before the court is satisfied that the petitioner is a fit and proper person for the purpose of admission under Section 4 of the Sarawak Advocates Ordinance, and upon the undertaking to attend the advocacy training course, and upon payment of the prescribed fees, the petitioner be admitted to the roles of advocates of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak.
Much obliged.
Much obliged, Yang Arif.
Much obliged, Arif.
Robbing session.
Yang Arif, I humbly seek leave of this honorable court for the petitioner's wife, Madam Joyce Anyi, to robe the petitioner.
Right, she may do so. She's not in the picture. Maybe she would like to be. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
YBGK undertaking.
ITU Hing RIC number 700525135811 do solemnly promise to participate in Yayasan Bantuan Kewangan Kebangsaan YBGK program as and when required to do so, namely 20 YBGK cases in the first 12 months of practice.
Arif, last application for advocate admission today is KCH 18-17/5-202021 Janet Wong Lee Ming.
Please, my lord. My name is Wong King. I'm appearing for the petitioner Janet Wong Lee Ming, and my learned friend from State Attorney General Chamber, Mr. Supian Tamizi, and my learned friend, Mr. Antonio Sim Pik Kyong for the Advocate Association of Sarawak.
May it please, Yang Arif.
My lord, I'm pleased to move my pupil's call this morning, the petitioner Janet Wong Lee Ming. The petition is enclosure 5, the amended petition to be precise, my lord. The humble petition of the above Janet Wong Lee Ming shows as follows. The petitioner is a citizen of Malaysia, born in Sarawak. He has not lost her Sarawakian status. The petitioner has conferred the degree of Bachelor of Laws from the University of Northumbria on 20th June 2017. The petitioner was admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya on the 16th June 2020 before Yang Arif Mariana binti Yahya. The petitioner obtained the certificate in legal practice CLP issued by the Legal Profession Qualifying Board, Malaysia on the 5th October 2018. The petitioner had commenced her pupillage on 1st of September 2020 in my chamber in Mercius Kingway and Company Advocates in Kuching. And I have in active private practice in Sarawak for a period of no less than 5 years prior to the commencement of the petitioner's pupillage in my chamber. On the 21st January 2021, the petitioner was granted 6 months exemption from the total period of 12 months pupillage. On 10 April 2021, the petitioner attended and completed etiquette course conducted by the AAS. The petitioner had attended and served her pupillage for an aggregate period of 6 months commencing from the 1st September 2020 until 1st March 2021. The petitioner has not, at the date of hereof, been disbarred, struck off, suspended, or in any other manner disentitled to the practice as an advocate or legal practitioner by whatsoever name and style designated in any territory within Commonwealth, and is not subject to any present or pending disciplinary proceedings in connection with a practice, and has not been convicted in and is not subject to any pending or present criminal proceedings involving dishonesty in any territory within the Commonwealth or elsewhere. The petitioner is not an undischarged bankrupt or the subject of any bankruptcy proceedings. The petitioner is of good character and a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak in Sarawak. The petitioner is qualified under Section 4(1)(CB) of the Advocates Ordinance, Chapter 110, and has satisfied all necessary requirements under the Advocate (pupillage and admission) Rules 2014 to be admitted as an advocate of the High Court in Sabah, Sarawak in Sarawak. The petitioner undertakes to attend the next available advocacy training course. Therefore, I humbly pray that the petitioner for an order that upon payment of the prescribed fee, the registrar shall admit and enroll the petitioner as an advocate of High Court in Sabah and Sarawak in Sarawak. With that, I humbly pray.
Tuan Sufian, Tamizi.
Yang Arif, the SAG has no objection to this petition.
Right. Mr. Tornesim.
Yang Arif, the Advocate Association of Sarawak has no objection to the petition.
Right. On the materials before the court is satisfied that the petitioner is a fit and proper person for the purpose of admission under Section 4 of the Sarawak Advocates Ordinance, and upon the undertaking to attend the advocacy training course, and upon payment of the prescribed fees, the petitioner be admitted to the roles of advocates of the High Court in Sabah and Sarawak in Sarawak.
Much obliged, my lord. I may humbly seek the leave of the court to robe my pupil, the petitioner.
You may do so. Congratulations.
Thank you, my lord.
YB undertaking.
I, Janet Wong Liming, NRIC number. I, Janet Wong Liming, NRIC number 950713 135714, do solemnly promise to participate in Yayasan Bantuan Guaman Kebangsaan program as and when required to do so, namely 20 YBGK cases in the first 12 months of practice.
Arif, we have completed the admission hearing for today, and we shall now proceed to hear a speech by His Lordship Justin Din Wendeli.
Thank you. Tuan Supian Tamizi bin Muhammad Tazuddin, representing the State Attorney General of Sarawak. Mr. Antonio Sim Pek Hong, the President of the Advocates Association of Sarawak. The petitioners, movers, all petitioners, and the petitioners' family members and friends who are witnessing these proceedings. A very good morning. This morning, I've had the pleasure of hearing 4 petitions for admission to the Sarawak Bar. My congratulations to the 4 petitioners. I also wish to extend my warmest and heartiest congratulations to your parents, family members, masters, movers, and friends. I'm sure they are all very proud of you on your achievement. The current situation may not permit everyone to attend the proceedings physically, but the judiciary would not want any one of you to miss this momentous occasion of witnessing this solemn ceremony. Hence, the provision for virtual hearing of today's proceedings. To the petitioners, it is heartening to see your family members and your masters robing you on this memorable day. It is a symbol that you are now full-fledged lawyers. You now have a greater family, the legal fraternity. Beyond that symbolic ceremony are duties and responsibilities. As a former federal court judge once said, remember, the robe that you wear is a heavy one, heavy with history, tradition, duty, and responsibility. So all of you wear those robes with pride. Lord Denning had penned this in his opening paragraphs of his article, The Honest Lawyer, 1983 to CLJ 174. Quote, if there is one thing more important than any other in a lawyer, it is that he should be honest. He must be honest with his client. He must be honest with his opponent. He must be honest with the court. Above all, he must be honest with himself. Unquote. I would like to bring your attention to the last sentence. Quote, above all, he must be honest with himself. Unquote. I believe this statement holds true to you. It is the reason for your presence before this court. All of you have toiled to get through the law schools. It did not stop there. You had to undergo a period of before you could finally be called to the bar. There must have been contemplation on your part as to where you are going with the qualification that you have obtained. Unless one is honest with oneself, all else would crumble. You require conviction and passion to pursue this honorable profession. Only then would you be able to be honest with your clients, to your opponents, and to the court. It is also apt at this juncture to remind ourselves as to what Lord Denning had said to young lawyers some time back. He had this to say, quote, as an advocate, he is a minister of justice, equally with the judge. He has a monopoly of audience in the courts. No one save he can address the judge. A barrister cannot pick and choose his clients. He is bound to accept a brief for any man who comes before the courts, no matter how great a rascal the man may be, no matter how given to complaining, no matter how undeserving or unpopular his cause. The barrister must defend him to the end. He continues, he must accept the brief and do all he honorably can on behalf of his client. I say, quote, all he honorably can, unquote, because his duty is not only to his client, he has a duty to the court which is paramount. It is a mistake to suppose that he is the mouthpiece of his client to say what he wants or be his tool to do what he directs. He is none of these things. He owes allegiance to a higher cause. It is the cause of justice and truth. He must not consciously state the facts. He must not knowingly conceal the truth. He must not justly make a charge of fraud that is without evidence support. He must produce all relevant authorities, even those that are against him. He must see that his client discloses, if ordered, the relevant documents, even those that are fatal to his case. He must disregard the most specific instructions of his client if they conflict with his duty to the court. The court which requires a barrister to do all this is not a court of law, but a court of honor, unquote. He may have spoken to barristers some 55 years ago, but his words of advice are still applicable to all legal practitioners in this country today. It would be wise for you to heed the advice. In the course of your duties and responsibilities as lawyers, you would encounter many challenges. Indeed, it is a demanding profession. It behoves you to keep abreast with the development of law. That would, of course, entail a lot of research. Do not be surprised that you would be burdened with voluminous bundles of documents, even as you are conducting your research. Apart from this, you might have demanding clients and deadlines to meet. You might even have competing priorities. Despite putting in your best efforts, you might not even be appreciated for your work. Be rest assured, you are not alone. Your senior members of the bar could testify to them. Take the challenges in your fight. You will succeed in your endeavor as you persevere. Just remember this, you have a duty to the higher cause, which is justice and truth. You are the custodians of the legal tradition. You are also the linchpin between the society and the judiciary. It is for this reason that we mark today's occasion with the ceremony that you have just witnessed. In closing, once again, on behalf of the court and the Malaysian judiciary, I congratulate you and wish you the very best in your journey in the legal profession. The court is now adjourned.